Hello and welcome to the Mushroom Murder Trial podcast. I'm Lisa and I've been tracking this case since 2023. Most weekdays we deliver detailed coverage of one of Australia's most closely watched legal dramas, Erin Patterson's murder trial. Just a quick reminder, now I just put out another edition of the newsletter, and the people that got the newsletter got this story before the podcast people. It's just the way it works. So if you want to know what's happening right away, go to my mushroommurdertrial.com website and you can subscribe to the newsletter. Simple as that. And also you make sure you subscribe to this podcast. That would be fantastic. Thank you. Now, the case background, just quickly, the defendant is Erin Patterson, age 50, of Leongatha in Victoria. Her charges are 3 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder, and the plea is not guilty. So in court, they heard Ms Patterson expressed her frustration about her in-laws in a group chat on Facebook, according to messages presented during the trial. In the correspondence, Ms Patterson allegedly wrote, quote, "This family, I swear to effing God," and stated she wanted, quote, "nothing to do," close quote, with her parents-in-law. The Supreme Court in Morwell heard the Facebook account under the name of Erin, one of 3 alleged aliases Ms Patterson reportedly used, contained messages where she described being, quote, "sick of this shit." And she used the phrase F 'em in relation to Simon's parents. And as we know, Simon Patterson is her estranged husband. Now, it's important to state here, Ms Patterson's defence says the poisonings were a terrible accident and she had no intention of harming anyone. So on Thursday, we heard testimony from Sharman Fox Henry, a senior digital forensic analyst with Victoria Police. He told the court he had extracted data from a Samsung mobile phone seized from Ms Patterson's home on August 5, 2023. Amongst the recovered data were Facebook messages sent on the 6th of December 2022, again, by Erin, to a group that included at least 4 other participants. The court heard their names were Danny Barkley, Bronwyn Rupp, and Joy Cause. Now, I want you all to put a pin in that for now, okay? Moving right along, in the messages, Ms Patterson allegedly wrote on December 6, "Simon's dad contacted me this morning to say he and Gail had tried to talk to Simon about the matters I raised and to try to get, quote, his side, but he refused to talk about it other than to signal he disagreed with what I said. Beyond that, he wouldn't talk about it. Don said they can't adjudicate if they don't know both sides. ... This family, I swear to effing God." She continued, "I said to him about 50 times yesterday that I didn't want them to adjudicate." And then there's a smiley emoji. "Nobody bloody listens to me. At least I know they're a lost cause. I wonder if they've got any capacity for self-reflection at all. I mean, clearly the fact that Simon refused to talk about personal issues in part stems from the behaviour of his parents and how they operate. According to them, they have never asked him what's going on with us, why I keep kicking him out, why his son hates him, etc. It's too awkward or uncomfortable or something. So that's his learned behaviour. Just don't talk about this shit." Earlier in the trial, the court heard testimony from the group chat participants, Jenny Hay and Daniela Barkley. These Facebook messages also referenced earlier conversations on the encrypt messaging app Signal, which reportedly involved Erin, Simon and his parents. Those exchanges, according to Simon, were characterised by emotional and provocative language. Another message sent by Ms Patterson on the same day was, quote, "Don rang me last night to say he thought there was a solution to all of this if Simon and I get together and try to talk and pray together and then there's a happy face emoji. Now, I have to explain what happened in court yesterday, which was hilarious. They were discussing if they needed to explain what an emoji was, and the judge just sort of cut in and he said words to the effect, I don't think you need to explain an emoji. Anyway, this one here is a happy emoji. And then he also said Simon had indicated there was a solution to the financial issues if I withdraw the child support claim. My head nearly exploded and I was like, what? And Don goes, oh, sorry, just ignore what I said. I don't want to get involved. I'm so sick of this shit. I want nothing to do with them. I thought his parents would want to do the right thing, but it seems they're concerned about not wanting to be uncomfortable and not wanting to get involved in their son's personal matters are overriding that. So F 'em. On the 7th of December, further messages were allegedly sent by Ms Patterson to the group. In them, she mentioned she had received messages from Simon and his parents but had chosen not to read them. Quote, I don't want to hear it. Simon's will just be horrible, she wrote. She anticipated that Simon's message would be, quote, gaslighting and abusive and ruin my day, while expecting more, quote, weasel words from his parents. She also noted that Don and Gail might treat their daughter's spouse differently if he behaved as Simon did. At the same time, she suggested her estranged husband's apparent decision to disengage from financial obligations, such as child support, might ultimately be a, quote, blessing in disguise. So anyway, I sent a group message to them all last night saying how Simon's behaviour is unconscionable. I got that, didn't I? Do I have to find myself for stuffing that up? Unconscionable. I think I got it right. And asking me to withdraw the child support claim is wrong and disadvantages me and his children, and how dare he, etc. One message read. Simon's parents again say they don't want to take sides, but by their very action they have. And if their daughter came to them laying all the same complaints about her husband that I did about Simon, they would never say to her, oh, well, we can't believe you until we hear side right now. It's your word against his. No, they will just believe her. If their daughter's husband just walked away and refused to support her kids, they would have things to say to him. But by refusing to hold Simon to account, they've made it clear his word means more than mine, so that speaks volumes, even if they claim they haven't taken sides. In addition, she wrote, they've had Simon for tea every night for 3 months and never once picked up the phone to me since the separation and asked if I'm okay and need help. So that tells me their choices. Simon wants to walk away from his responsibilities too. Well, that's his choice. Maybe it's easier if he's not involved in even paying their child's school fees. It means I can choose their school all by myself and I don't have to refer to him. If he wants them to go to a school, then he can help pay for it. If he doesn't want to help pay for it, I don't have to send them there, do I? So maybe it just means having more freedom about my choices, a blessing in disguise. And then a message came through from Bronwyn, which said, it reads in the body of the message, will you still go to that church? And then Erin replied in the body of the text, I haven't been to church in months. The kids go with Simon every second Sunday and come to one with me in Leongatha the other Sunday. And then the next message reads, but it has nothing to do with it. Quote, his mum was horrified I had claimed child support. Why isn't she horrified her son is such a deadbeat that I had no choice but to? So they were the messages that were extracted from the device. The analyst, Mr. Fox Henry, also provided evidence about photographs discovered on a tablet seized by police, which depicted mushrooms on drying racks and scales. He was also asked about a series of photos located on a tablet computer seized by police, which showed mushrooms on the dehydrating racks or on scales, and the details about 2 cancers. The screenshots included results of 2 internet searches seized from Ms Patterson's tablet. They suggested she was looking for information about stage 4 cancer, stage 4/A ovarian cancer, and brain lymphoma. The prosecution also asked the analyst about another Samsung phone, described in court as mobile phone B, which he said appeared to have been factory reset by the user after being seized by police. So thank you so much for listening today. For more information, go to my website. Make sure you subscribe to the mushroomtrial.com newsletter. Plus, I'm on all the socials and you'll see them there in the show notes. And if you feel like rewarding me for I've decided to say now, gazillion hours I've spent on this work, I have a Buy Me a Coffee membership, which allows you to pay $5 as thanks, and I get a coffee. And I would love that, thank you. You know the best thing about this, though, paid or not, it's engaging with you guys, and I'm getting people coming through now, and that's always the great part of the podcast, which I really appreciate. So, but I'm an independent journalist, so I'm not backed by a big media organisation, so I have to pay for everything myself. But for you, there's exclusive membership material on the site. So thanks again. Have a fabulous day, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.